So I came on here today to talk to you guys about a few things. I'm going to try to do more than one video, maybe like two, because I think people are interested in something that people have been in my DMs asking me about. So whenever I got my stimulus check, a lot of people are struggling with bills. Everyone is, but at that time, I wasn't struggling too bad. And I thought that, this is like something that I can do. I can take the check and invest it in something, because I'm an entrepreneur. If you haven't followed me on Facebook, so I like to dabble in different type of investments. And so I did some research and I was thinking, what would happen if I invested my stimulus check into a stock or share? Stocks and shares are one of the most confusing things. Like, I hear people talking about it and I'm almost envious that I get lost. Just to think about stocks and shares really confuses me. And so I guess for whatever reason, I just felt like I wanted to challenge myself and invest in a stock or buy some shares or whatever. I didn't even know. Like, you literally, in order to be in this type, look at my nails. They're horrible. Don't look at my nails. They're horrible. I've got like one. Anyway. So in order to get into the shares and investing in stocks and things like that, and an index, there's so many words that you could get confused by. But if you really take your time and study some of these words, as soon as you find out what they mean, you'll never forget it, and it becomes easier over time. And when I invest, or when I'm interested in something, I usually try to find out who is, the head honcho, who's the big guy in this industry. And I try to see, who everyone looks up to in the trade industry. And so, of course, Warren Buffett came up. And so I am, on my phone looking for Warren Buffett books that he's written. I even ordered a documentary about Warren Buffett on TV just to watch it, just to see. Because when I get interested in something, I become like obsessed with it and I have to know everything about it. And so Warren Buffett, as a young boy, I think he was maybe like 11 or 12. He took like a quarter or something like that. It was some small change, and he invested it in Coca-Cola. And, that was like years ago, 60, 70 years ago. And so now, after that, of course, he invested money into other companies after that. But now Coca-Cola is this huge, billion-dollar industry. And so that little quarter that he invested in Coca-Cola is worth way more than a quarter. He's worth billions of dollars now, probably trillions. I don't know. But with that being said, a lot of people don't even know what like buying shares is. And I tried to explain to a friend, it's like buying into ownership. It's a company that you would have to believe in, that is going to grow, and you'll get a part of it. Okay, so it's like buying into or taking a piece of pie, a very small piece of pie. And as the pie gets bigger, depending on how big the pie is, the piece of your pie is going to grow with it. Okay, and so I wanted to test out this system for the first time last week. And I put a few dollars in. I think I just put like $1,000 into the stock market. I bought a few shares. I didn't put it just on one. I took $1,000 and I spread it out between about 16 companies. Okay. And so when I did that a week ago, my slice of the pie grew 20%, which means me having money, me putting $1,000 into the stock market grew to about 120 7 days later. Now that may not seem like a lot, but if you actually take what other people are putting into the stock market, now I only put $1,000 in there because I just wanted to see what would happen. Okay, and so for me to put $1,000 in there like a week ago, and then for me, for my $1,000, which I call the piece of the pie, grew to 120 in 7 days. That was impressive. I was like, oh my God, I wonder what would have happened if I put $10,000 in there, five or whatever. You've got people that are like putting the price of a house on the market and it grow in 1 week like 2%, sometimes more, and so it's like, what? Like, why haven't I honestly get so frustrated when I find out things late, like late to the party. I'm late to the game. I'm so late. Like, why didn't I do this years ago? Like, my mom should have put like, $5 on the market for Pepsi or something like that when I was like 15. Like, could you imagine? I'm going to get my calculator later. But I'm just saying, like, do you know how much your money would grow if you put money on the market for your kids when they're like 12 or 11? I'm going to put money on the market for my daughter. She's only 9. I'm just saying, she got like years. Okay, so it's like, and Amazon, by the way, I have the tiniest little portion of Amazon, like this. Amazon is expensive. Amazon, one share of Amazon is like $3,000 for a share. Okay. Now let's do a comparison. One share of, let's say, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, which I have shares of those too, is like $95, $150, but Amazon is like $3,000. And everybody was buying last week when it dropped a little bit. The price dropped to about $2,600. Everybody was like, buy. I was like, I'm good. Maybe when I get my cake up, I'll buy like a share of Amazon. One share. People out here got like 1,000 shares in a business, like in a company. What? And I'm new. So I'm like, what is going, like, where have I been? I'm borderline obsessed with this. Borderline obsessed. Because I've never had to, like, I always had to work, super hard for my money. So I've never just like, put some money into something and then never went to check on it and looked back a week later and just saw it grow on its own, like a plant or something. That's just insane to me. And so I wish, like 7 years ago or 5 years ago or whenever Amazon came out, I wish I would have known. I would have put so much money on Amazon when they first came out, when they were like the Amazon bookstore before they became this, multi-billion-dollar company that they are now. Their shares were like down to what? $75 a share. $75. Not anymore. Not anymore. You cannot get an Amazon share for less than $2,500 right now. But whoever invested in Amazon, like, I'm jealous of you. Yes, I'm a hater. I'm hating. Okay. But I'm just saying, your piece of the pie, if you would have bought a piece of the pie of that Amazon company, ownership, which I call a piece of the pie, if you would have bought that back in the day when it was $75, you would have went to go look at your share, and your share would have been worth $3,000 now, just sitting in there growing with Amazon, because Amazon is growing. The pizza is getting bigger. And so your portion, your investment is like way larger than it was, years ago. So people who caught those companies, who knew that they were going to be big, are usually the ones that really, like, you have to be almost a genius or a psychic, actually, or just be really good at researching to know that a company is going to go from this to this, like taking over the world. Okay. There's a few out there. People are investing in 5G that's coming out. People are investing in like, oh, I can't say that. I don't even know if I can say that, like marijuana or something like that, whatever. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. People are actually investing in these companies, which is, I think, is really smart. But if you want to invest in these, shares and buy stocks, I would recommend doing it the safer route. I always tell my friends to invest in a company that has been a company and that has been, consistent for at least 40 years or more. Okay, so let's just say that one of my companies that I invested in is Pepsi and Coca-Cola, Hershey's, what else? I did a little bit of Amazon. So we're talking about household brands, Coca-Cola's been what? Coca-Cola has been here since forever, since before our parents were born. I feel comfortable putting money into Coca-Cola because while Coca-Cola or Pepsi is growing, my money is also growing with it. And I never really have to check it. It's going to be there. Coca-Cola is going to be growing for years to come. My daughter's going to get older. Coca-Cola is going to continue to grow. That's just the way the world is, What a Coke costs like 10 cents back in the day, maybe like a penny. And now Coke is a lot more expensive than it used to be. Okay, so I just encourage my friends to, buy more than one stock. Just invest in different areas of stock. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And so all of my eggs are definitely spread out. And my eggs are in baskets that people actually use every day and have been using for 40 or 60 years plus and still are growing. And also invest in real estate stock is also there. So people need places to live. A lot of times when the stock market goes down, it doesn't matter because that's the time that you need to buy. When the stock goes down is when you need to go and grab whatever you can grab, because the stock market goes right back up again, and it sometimes passes what it's supposed to be, right? What it was in the first place. So I'm encouraging you guys to definitely go and invest, grab some stock, grab something to invest in right now while the stock market is fluctuating, because things right now are cheaper. Things are going to get more expensive over time. And also, if you are interested in stock, get a brokerage account. I think this is what I'm with Robinhood. I'm going to put the link down below. This is the one I use because it's basically a free platform that you can just use, and you can just upload it right now. They're not going to charge you anything. So, and it's also simple to use. Like, you can use it just to see if you like it, and if you don't, you can get rid of it. There's like no charge, so that's why I got into it, and I love it. I'm not going to take my investments out anytime soon. I get excited when I see my money growing in there, just sitting and growing. I can only imagine, like, I'm going to put more money in there. I can only imagine, how well it's going to do 5 years from now or whatever. And also invest in stock. Let's talk about the type of stock you guys should be investing in. Okay. I know that I said invest in stock that you can trust, and businesses that you can trust. 40, 60 years on the market. These companies are the ones that you need to be investing in. Real estate stock. Things like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Hershey's. They're not going anywhere. They've been here since the beginning of time. Your money is safe with Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They're like the granddaddy of all stocks, okay? Real estate, people need real estate. Real estate gets really, really high. When the economy goes up, you want your money to be up there with it, okay? And also, one thing I didn't even realize that they had out there until I did some research was like USA electricity stock. I was like, that's the thing? Okay, well, electricity is going to be there forever. So of course I'm going to put money on my USA electricity stock or whatever. You want to put your money on things. Don't put your money on like the gyro company down the street that's been open for 5 years. You want to put your money in something that you're familiar with. And also something that is going to, my stock also pays dividends. What's a dividend? A dividend is also called a drip. You'll hear the word dividend and drip. It means the same thing, guys. Okay. So when you have your money in a stock, it will drip, and it will drip either monthly, quarterly, or annually, I think. Yeah. And so they're either going to give you a percentage of your investment every month, which a lot of people actually live off of dividends. And you wonder how wealthy people are living the way that they live. They're living off of dividends. Could you imagine if you put like, I don't know, $500,000 into stock, and every month you got a percentage of that 500,000 back? Just a small percentage, but still, you can live off of that. You know what I mean? And your money is in stock and it's still growing, and it grows every year. You just got like 500,000 in there, getting bigger every single year. And I did it. What did I do? A calculation. If you had $100,000, I only had 1,000 in there. I wanted to test the system. My money grew 2%, right? $20. Okay. If you had $100,000 in there and your money grew in a week, 7 days, you would have made $2,000. You know what I mean? It would have went up $2,000 if you had $100,000 just sitting in shares and stocks. You know, so why would I want savings accounts? Are great, but for right now, I would rather have my money working for me, like actually doing something. I mean, I'm just saying, think about it. Okay, so you have people out there who's got like $500,000 in stocks. People have $1 million in stocks, and they're growing. Their stocks are growing every single year, and they're getting dividends or drip or whatever you want to call it, and they're getting a percentage of that investment back every single month or quarterly or annually. So annually or monthly or quarterly, they're getting a percentage of their investment back, and you can live off of your investment. So I envy anyone who put like $100,000 in stock and they're now up 500,000 and they're getting a monthly payment from stock, you know. And also when you invest in a company, when you look at the company, it shows you what type of dividend you will get every month from that company if you invest. Some of them are 2%, some of them are 5%, you know, it just depends, and they're all different. And what else do I need to talk about this? Oh yeah, if I would have put $10,000 in stock a week ago, I would have made 200 from that. Just, it would have went up 200. You know what I mean? That's 2%. So dividends. Not all stock are dividend stocks, by the way. So whenever you're investing in stocks, make sure, if you're interested in actually getting a dividend back, if you don't care and you want your money in stock for years and you don't want to take money out of it, you just want it to grow, then you don't have to get dividend stocks. But if you do want dividend stocks, just be aware that some of them are dividend payout stocks and some of them are not. The ones that I have are dividend stocks, and so I will be getting, you know, a drip from my dividends, from my stocks. Yeah. Okay, so, and also when I opened my profile for my my stock account to go ahead and create, or go ahead and select, because I'm really selective and I just wanted to select my own stock, you know what I mean? So I went in there and I picked out Pepsi because it's a familiar brand. I picked out Coca-Cola. I picked out Hershey, which I've already said. What else did I pick out? A lot of different things that I'm used to. Johnson & Johnson, a lot of the companies that I grew up with, that I trust and that I already know have been loyal to their shareholders for years, okay? Decades. These companies have been around for decades, okay? So that's what I did. So I picked 17. So my account split $1,000 between the 17 stocks. Not really evenly, but you know, I don't care. You know, some of them I love more than others, and the only reason why people do that is because just in case one company goes down, let's say if Johnson & Johnson goes down 1 year, Coca-Cola goes up. And that's why people always select different types of shares. And also, if you don't want to do that, by the way, they have index funds. Okay, so an index fund, this is a lot of information for one video. I've never in my life made a video this long. Okay, so anyways, if you guys want to not do what I did research on every single one of my 17 shares before I invested my money. If you don't want to do that and you want to buy a basket of shares that people have already selected, or a company has already selected, which means this one company, which is an index fund company, is a shareholder. Was it a shareholder? No, it's like it's a stock account, but it's a basket with like hundreds of companies inside of that one basket, which means if you sign up for that index fund, you hold shares of 100 companies. You know what I mean? So you can go that route too if you want like shares of 100 companies, which is actually good, because what if 5 out of those 100 companies stocks go down 1 year? And it's not going to make any difference to you because you have stocks in over 100 companies. So all of those other companies are going to go up or stay up. So you don't put all of your eggs in one company or in one basket. Oh my God. Okay. This is like, whew, this is a lot. Yeah. Okay. So I have this paper right here so I can remember. Yeah. So after I tested the stock system and the shares, I thought it was really fun. I was excited. I was like, wow, this actually works, you know? So I really liked it. So I'm going to continue to invest in my stocks. And when I do get my dividends or my drip or my payout every single month from them holding my stock, I'm going to invest it back into the company. And I think with Robinhood, they have a system to where even if you can set it up to where when they pay out your drip or your dividend to you, you can set it up to where it automatically goes straight back into your shares in your company, and you don't have to pull it out if you don't want to. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. What did I say? Investing in stocks, buy the oldest stock because they're the most reliable to their shareholders. Get dividend stocks. Not all stocks are dividends. Amazon is not a dividend stock. Amazon hasn't paid out shares in a really long time. So if you do want dividend stocks, which is stocks that pay out monthly or annually or whatever, pay attention to the dividends. So, because some of the stocks don't have dividends, some of them do. Most of them do though. Robinhood is what I use for my my platform and my profile. All of my shares are on Robinhood, so that's a really good app to use. I'll put the link down below. And index funds is when you buy one fund and you become the shareholder of 100 or more companies. I think that, S&P 500 is an index fund company. They have over 500 companies in that one basket. And so when you decide to sign up with that, then you have shares in 500 companies because you signed up within an index fund. I did not at this moment. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I could, but right now I decided to test the system, and now I only have 17. So we'll see in the future. Maybe I'll pull it out and put my money into an index fund because I think the index funds are really interesting. And not only that, but I think a lot of really wealthy people have their money in index funds. Yeah. So if you guys want more information about stock, shares, do like I do and like I'm still going to continue to do, because I am I'm not an expert yet. I'm still learning. I'm still testing the system, but I like what I see so far. So if you guys are still wanting to learn about that, continue to watch, or there's so many other places and videos that you can get more information about stocks and shares and all of that. Okay, so I think that's it for today. So if you guys want to hear more information